Hi there, this is Joe Firestone, and this is Progressive Short Takes. So, of course, I'm sure a lot of you saw the Democratic convention last night, and if you saw anything, it was probably either Bernie's speech or Michelle's speech. I've already talked over Bernie's speech. Now I will turn to Michelle. So, for me, I was mightily impressed by the passion with which she delivered her speech and with the crafting of the speech. It was a marvelous attempt to focus the election on replacing Donald Trump alone and on trusting Joe Biden to be the replacement, and on persuading people to vote for the Biden-Harris ticket. She was compelling. She was really compelling. She's one great speaker. In some ways, I thought this speech was as fine a speech as any that I've seen her husband give. And it was certainly stunning from that particular point of view. However, it was devoid of any specifics. It was devoid of any attempt to give us any policy reasons for voting for Joe Biden. It was devoid, of any attempt to tell us what Joe Biden and what the Democrats were offering us. Except for the idea of the replacement of Donald Trump in favor of someone who was unlikely to introduce fascism into the United States. The former First Lady was advocating for a return to decency, for a return to normalcy. She avoided the idea that the election of Donald Trump in the first place might have had something to do with the failure of the administration of her husband, the two administrations, to actually deliver for the American people. The failure of the Obama years to improve the condition of workers in the Midwest, of those left behind by the globalization trends that her husband so strengthened and so enforced. She failed to talk about the failure of her husband, to enable the pitchforks that, in the wake of the 2008 crash, were so necessary to enable if a haircut for the haves was ever needed in the United States, it was needed after the crash of 2008. And what the Obama administration did was to bail out the haves, especially in the financial sector, to enable them to keep their gains, to keep their profits, to receive bonuses that were extravagant, to keep their extravagant levels of profit and pay, and to leave everybody else out in the cold, to leave everybody else in a position where they had to take a haircut, and to create anger and resentment which festered throughout the Obama administration. When Hillary Clinton ran, with her extremely unattractive personality, and with her arrogance against Trump in 2016, she became a lightning rod for that anger, for the resentment that had been created against the administration on both the right and the left. And that is what enabled Trump to so divide the country that he was able to get in a very, very close contest. It never would have happened without the kinds of policies that were followed by the Obama administration. And the big failing in Michelle Obama's speech was that she gave no indication that the neoliberal policies that were followed by her husband's administration would not simply be continued and reinforced by Joe Biden's administration. I think people out there need assurances that this will not happen. They need assurances that Joe Biden will change and not follow the model of Bill Clinton and not follow the model of Obama. These were not great presidents of the United States. At some point, they and the Democratic Party have to own up to that these presidents were failures, that what they delivered to the American people was greater inequality and a festering pre-crisis situation that at some point was bound to end up in a destructive situation for the American people, which it did first with the crash and later with the accession of Donald Trump to the presidency. So that's it for this progressive short take. I will see you soon for another. Thank you for coming.